I've been saying that wrong the whole entire vlog, so now we know the correct name for this. Unfortunately, they made it worse than it was before. Good morning, afternoon, or evening. I go by the name of Solo. Welcome back to Solo Driven. Now, first and foremost, I want to thank each and every one of you guys who reached out to me and wished me wellness. It's been a long 2 weeks cooped up in this house, and today I finally feel really good. And it's good to have this energy back, that way I can continue creating content for you guys. So I appreciate you guys. You guys are the real MVP. With that being said, we are gonna be working on the car today, but nothing too crazy because we still have to take the car back to 210 Performance to get the differential fixed. But for the meantime, this car needs a really good detail. The undercarriage has a lot of gunk, a lot of old oil that has been sitting there for a while. And I want to get that all cleaned up in the differential, just have that all really nice. And the paint, for those that don't know, this paint is just completely worn and just aged out, scratched up, dull. As you can see in the camera here, it is just all scratched up, swirl marks everywhere, just completely dull. For those that have been keeping up with the channel, y'all know that I took this car to a shop to get the fenders fixed and painted. The shop ended up offering me a full polish on the car, but it actually came out really, really bad, to be honest. And it kind of sucks because I had just finished polishing this car myself with an Orbital, I don't know. Anyways, yeah. And it looked really good. It actually brought the paint out again, and when I took it back there, unfortunately, they made it worse than it was before. So my mindset at the time was, let me get the car back because I still needed to create content for you guys, and maybe I'll do a video in the future. So that's exactly where we're at right now. We're gonna be polishing this car, buffing it, and getting all these swirl marks completely out of here because this looks completely terrible. And I want to at least have it halfway decent, even though this paint is completely worn out, scratched up. I want to have it halfway decent because I can't be rolling around like that. So yeah, guys, let's waste no more time because this is a pretty long process. I'll go over all the material that we have, but first, you know, I need to get a haircut because I am looking rough. Hair long, beard longer, so yeah, let me go ahead and fix that real quick.
Everything she drop like Corona, viral, make the world start over like a owner. She ain't about to set, but they really wanna throne her. Listen, she like bass, she like Hover. Self-employed, moving paper better than some Billy boy. Made a choice on the regular, she bring a milli home. Click my phone, get my ass up, get a dinner going. Watch she out there, making sure that you all know. Baby won't sit, she can sit.
Alright, your boy's looking real dapper now. Shout out to my barber. Now, we're gonna go off and get the material.
Said loud, it's the truth. Baby wanna ride, she can ride. Baby needs some time, she got time. Got your bank account.
So you'll start with the 36.
Yeah, that's
the cutting polish. And then depending on how that works, you'll either work your way down or you'll work your way up to a finishing polish, the B38. And that's just a more refined polish, so it's gonna give you a nice, real nice, clear, almost like a glass-like look on your vehicle. But you would start with the orange pad, and then to finish it off, if you wanted to use the 36 by itself, you could use a white pad, or still use the VSS with a white pad, which is a lighter cut.
I have the Orbital, so I need to get the correct pad to do some nice cutting for it.
Okay, an Orbital or a DA?
Man.
Is it a machine like that?
Yeah, it's a machine like that.
Okay, no, it's a DA. An Orbital is more like one of those round ones.
I've been saying that wrong the whole entire vlog, so now we know the correct name for this.
Yeah, the Orbital is more like from your, like what you see like at Walmart, those round machines.
Yeah.
And it's just for applying wax. Yeah. The DA machine, they do orbit, but they do spin at the same time, and they cut a lot better. Yeah,
I think we're gonna start off with this orange pad and maybe pick up a black pad to finish it off real nicely. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this stuff and get to work. All right, we have our material. If you're not familiar with Detail Garage, go ahead and stop by any one of their locations. They have 2 here in San Antonio. They offer all sorts of chemical guy products, which is really good stuff. So make sure you check them out, Detail Garage. All right, so time really isn't in our favor right now, as it's getting dark already and pretty fast. So my goal is, for right now, is to pull the car out, wash it, and then we begin to do the paint correction process tomorrow morning. We're gonna pull the car out, wash it for now, and then pick up where we left off tomorrow. Alright, so what we're going to use to wash the car is this Gloss Works from Chemical Guys. This stuff works really good, creates nice beading. So without further ado, let's get to work. Alright, so we finished drying up the car. Now, I'm not looking for a squeaky clean surface here, guys. We still have a little bit of water spots left on the car. I'm not worried about it because the polish and the wax is going to remove all the leftover water stains and debris that's left on the surface of the paint, including the scratches. So other than that, we've reached a stopping point as of right now. I'll see you guys in the morning. Boom, and just like that, we're back. Let's go ahead and talk about the products that we have and the different steps that we're gonna take when polishing this car. So right here, we're gonna start with the V36 optical grade cutting polish, VSS scratch and swirl remover, and then we're gonna go on to this black light. This is some really good stuff. This is a hybrid radiant finish, specifically designed for black cars. So this is not gonna leave all that residue. It's gonna really fill in those scratches that the polish weren't able to get. We're gonna put this on, leave it on for 15 minutes. That way it can adhere to the paint and kind of fill in all those scratches. And then we're gonna follow it with this butter wax. It's gonna really just seal everything up and give you a nice, beautiful shine. So when we're polishing, we're gonna be using the orange pad, which is designed for cutting. And then when we're waxing and putting the final touches, we're gonna be using the black pad. So it's gonna be a little time consuming, but the end results are gonna be totally worth it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do all 4 steps on half of the hood just to show you the comparison and how much better it's gonna look. Now, this is not gonna completely give me a mirror finish. It's not gonna be anywhere near perfect, but it's gonna be a lot better than this haze that we got going on right here. So yeah, like I said, a very long process. Let's get to work. Just can't stop thinking about you. Like I mentioned, we're gonna start off with the V36. What you're gonna wanna do is, you're gonna wanna apply about maybe 4 little dabs of the product just like this. And you don't wanna add too little, you definitely don't wanna add too much. What you're gonna wanna do is kind of pad this stuff down here, just kind of all over like this. That way we don't get material, we're not splattering material everywhere. We're gonna start off at about 1200 RPMs, and we're just gonna kind of just get this stuff spread out, and then we can actually go through the motion. We're then gonna start with a vertical motion. So we're gonna go up, down, covering 50% of the previous pass, up, down, covering 50%. Doing one area at a time. Then once we finish that, we're gonna go horizontal. So we're gonna go left, right, then down, covering 50% of the previous pass until you complete the whole area. What you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna go about 1 inch per second. So yeah, you have to go very slow, and you have to run about 4 passes each. Now when you're doing this, you don't want to apply too much pressure. You want to let the machine do all the work. You want to put a little bit of pressure, but too much pressure will end up causing the machine, if it's a double action, to stop doing its job. So you want to let the machine do all the work. And also, for those who are intimidated on doing a job like this, all you have to do is make sure that you're keeping that machine moving. Vertical, and all the way through the panel, and then horizontal, and keep it moving at about 1 inch per second. And as long as you don't stop in one spot, you'll be all right.
You always make me feel like you never leave my thoughts alone. Yeah, you're the reason I'm going out of my mind. Just can't stop thinking about you.
Alright, now that we completed our 4 passes, vertical and horizontal, we're just gonna go ahead and wipe this excess polish off, and then we move on to the second step. You can see the haze on the light area right here, and over here, not so much. I mean, you can still see the deep scratches and all that, but pay attention to the haze. Yeah, that's removed all the swirls and you know, the finer cuts, scratches. So we're gonna move on to the second one that's gonna really work on those swirls and those scratches. Again, same process, different materials. Alright guys, we finished with the second step, and you can see, pay attention to where the light is at, the haze that the light is causing. Boom. Not too hazy anymore, and it gave it a deeper tone in the color. You can kind of see the oils right here that penetrate into the paint, give it a nice deep beautiful shine. And the best part is that we're not even finished. We still need to go with the black light and then the butter wax. Now when we're applying the black light and the butter wax, we're gonna go with the black pad. And what we're gonna do specifically with the black light is that when we apply this, we're gonna you really should, it says on here to do it by hand, but I have this, so it makes the process just that much faster. We're gonna apply this, spread it around, and let it sit for 15 minutes. And the reason we're gonna do that is that we're gonna allow this to bond with the surface for 15 minutes, and then we're gonna wipe it off, or buff it off, and then wipe it off. So let's get to it.
Baby, so can you take me on a date? The simple things you do to make me stay. Now it's like you don't even try.
Alright, we wait 15 minutes and then wipe off.
Now I'm left with no more tears to cry. I know that life can be busy.
Man, again, pay attention to the haze. Boom. It actually made a pretty drastic difference, and we still have the butter wax left to apply to this side. As you can see, it's a deeper, shinier tone on this side. Boom. Check out that haze. Pay attention to the light. Really removed a lot of those swirls. Now, the deeper scratches, it didn't get off, but you know, I was already expecting that. This car does need a paint job. So with that being said, let's apply the butter wax and see what the final outcome is. Alright guys, final step, and before, after. Crazy. A pretty traumatic difference in what a good polish job will get you. Again, just the overview, we hit it with the V36, we applied it, we went vertical, horizontal, we removed it, went with the VSS, did the same thing. Then after that we applied the black light, let it sit for 15 minutes, that way it can bond with the paint, the surface actually, wiped it off, and finished it off with a butter wax. And you can tell, yeah, totally worth it. Now, that's just one side. Obviously, if I was doing it all, we would have been pretty much done with one panel of the car. I did get a head start last night. I did the other side all last night. All I have left to do is this side, because all I needed was one side for demonstrational purposes. So let's go ahead and get to work, because as you can tell, this does take a while. So let's go.
Do we get this slow? This slow? Do we get this slow?
And just like that, we are done. Check out the gloss on that thing, man. Now, I'm not gonna go over too much about the details so far because unfortunately, we are out of light. So we're gonna have to finish this video tomorrow, but luckily for y'all, that'll be in like a second. Yeah. Let's try this again. Alright, now that we have a nice sunny day, here's the finished product, and as you can see, the results are pretty good. I mean, we removed a lot of the swirls and scratches, not really so much the deeper scratches, but as you can see, we have a nice glossy finish, glass-like look. The best part is that you don't have to be intimidated in doing this type of job. As long as you follow the steps in the video that we went over and keep the machine moving, you don't have to worry about burning the paint or anything like that. But yeah, guys, I'm pretty happy with the results. Again, it didn't remove all the deeper scratches, but it removed a lot of the swirls, and this is exactly what I was trying to accomplish. You can always look at the different products that chemical guys have. We started off with a V36, but you can go with a much more deeper compound, and you just have to really just look at the product, review it, to see which of those products will help you reach your goal and what you're trying to accomplish. And shout out to my boy Daniel, because he's really the one that put me on game with as far as chemical guys and this whole process. So shout out to my boy Daniel. And again, you don't have to be intimidated in doing a job like this. As long as you follow the steps that we went over and keep that machine moving, you can accomplish these same type of results very easily. If you have any tips or suggestions, leave them down in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you guys. But that's gonna end today's video. If you found today's video helpful, go ahead and subscribe for weekly content. Smash that like button for support, and remember, be motivated, stay driven.